For the chicken stock, I have a bone-in chicken breast, okay? And that means that the bone is in it, as you can see here. This is going to give you all your flavor. Throw in the chicken. When you put your chicken in, you're going to put it meat side down, bone side up. Bring this up to a simmer, okay? Or a little, or just enough so it starts to boil, then you're going to lower it down to a low simmer. For the supreme sauce, we're actually going to start out with making a velouté, which is one of the 5 mother sauces. So we're going to add a little olive oil. Then we're going to add our garlic. And we're going to sweat that garlic out a little bit. Don't burn your garlic. Then once you get that all sweated, then you're going to add your chicken stock. And then you want to bring this to a boil or a simmer. Okay, once it comes to a boil, you can lower it a little bit. As long as it's at least to a simmer, we're going to add our roux, which is equal parts flour and butter or fat. We're going to add this in, and this is going to be our thickening agent. This will thicken it up. Now, what we have here with the broth or the stock and the roux is our velouté. And then when I add the cream to it, now it becomes a derivative and it becomes a supreme sauce. Season with salt and pepper. And then of course taste it. Which this is about where you want it. You don't want it too thick. And that's about what we're looking for. And then you're going to add your cream. And that should do it. And then we have our sauce supreme. Okay, supreme sauce here. For the onion, you're going to do a caramelized onion, so you're going to use a little bit less than this one, but same principle. Go ahead and slice it, and then we're going to caramelize it. So just slice it up. Okay, what you want to do is, for your onions caramelized, since you're not using that much, your onion's not going to produce enough water. Okay, so you're going to have to actually add a little water to it and let your onions braise before you actually caramelize them. So we'll set them in your pan. Okay, like so. Throw this in. Just enough to cover them and just let it evaporate. Okay, so watch it closely, and then once it evaporates, and all we're doing here is we're braising them so that they're nice and tender. If we were to go ahead and add butter and saute them, your onions don't produce enough moisture to actually get tender enough. They just kind of more like burn. So we're just going to add this in there and then let it reduce down. Okay, after about 5 minutes, you should get most of the water should evaporate. Okay, just bring it at a high boil and just let it. Again, that makes the onions basically braised. Then you're going to add your butter, and this is where you're going to get your caramelization. So we'll let this caramelize. Okay, so this is what it's starting to look like. It's starting to brown and caramelize. And so what this does, it draws out all the sugars in the onion, making them nice and sweet and tender. And then we're going to add this to our mixture of cream cheese and chicken. So you just want to kind of let it, watch over it closely, Don't let it burn. Nice and golden brown. Your chicken is done. Throw it all. Okay, you're going to get your chicken, and the best way to do this is actually take the bone off the meat rather than the meat off the bone. Okay, so just kind of pull this out. Should come out pretty easy with the rib. Be very careful of the pin bones on this. Okay, so just take out all of the bones. There's another pin bone in here, so you got to be very careful. That will poke you, and then you can shred it just like this. Okay, if it's hot, which yours is going to be a little hot, use a fork, or you can cut it up with your knife. Okay, so this would be the other way. Just cut it. You can put gloves on if you want, and cut it this way. And this is a good way of making sure that you don't have bones, because the knife will let you know more or less when you cut through them. You can remove them. Okay, so once you get the meat pulled, go ahead and add your cream cheeses. So you'll be adding your cream cheese, your caramelized onions to that. This is going to be your filling. And then of course you want to season with salt and pepper to taste. A little pepper, a little salt, and then just mix it in. If you want to use your hands, you could use your hands. And this is going to be your filling, okay? I'm also going to add some green chilies to this, so if you guys want to bring in green chilies, you can add green chilies to that. So, but this is your base, and you can do any other things in here. If you want to do black olives, which we're going to use black olives on the top. If you want to use green onions, you can add green onions into this. So whichever you like. As far as seasonings, salt, pepper, you can go cumin if you want to add cumin to it. If you want to add any oregano, that would work. Make sure this is all mixed in. Okay, so you got our mix here. We got our flour tortillas. So you're just going to get a little of the mix. Place it in the tortilla, roll it up, seam side down, do another one here, just like this. And roll it up. Okay, then you're going to get your pan, you got your sauce, you want to throw a little sauce on the bottom. Okay. If you want it a little bit thicker, you can, but again, the tortillas have starch in them, and they're going to thicken the sauce up as well, so just keep that in mind. These fit right in here. Make sure you have it seam side down. And then you're going to place more sauce on top. You can separate them a little bit if you want. Place the sauce on the top. And then you're going to cover them with foil and into the oven. While they're in the oven, you can start dicing your potatoes, dicing your vegetables for your fiesta. Okay, for the potatoes, I'm going to show you a technique how to cut them. You want to dice them actually. So this is the way you want to do it. You start here. Now you can peel them if you want. I don't like to peel mine, so make sure you wash them if you don't peel them. As I cut off one end, now I got a flat surface. Cut again. Cut again, then continue cutting. Turn it around. Now, the smaller the dice, the less time it's going to take to saute. Just like that. Place it in, and then you'll do your ends, just like that. And so here you go, your nice diced potatoes. and then we're going to pan fry them. Okay, get your pan hot. Teflon works better, and don't put any salt, pepper in your potatoes because your chorizo has a lot of salt, so you can adjust after the chorizo's in. Okay, again, you'll have the peppery from the chilies, and then there's a lot of salt in this. So gently add it in. At some point, you have two options. You can do them directly straight into the pan, or you could add a little water once you get a nice little brown color on them, and then they'll cook that way, or you can go into the oven and let them roast. But get these nice and brown on all sides. High flame, and then just flip them up and get that nice color. You can see that's what we're looking for. Tip is to, after you get it nice and crispy, you're going to add a little bit of water in here and let them steam. Okay, and let the water evaporate. Don't worry if they get soft, because they're going to eventually crisp up again after the water evaporates. So then you're going to remove it. As you can see, you can check them too. Check one of the larger ones, and then just get them a little crispier. If you need to add a little more oil, you can add a little more oil. Now you're going to add the chorizo, just like that. I'm just going to go ahead and add that in. Make a little area so that you can get that all broken down without breaking down your potatoes. Make sure that chorizo is completely cooked. And then this will generate a little oil into your potatoes as well. Let that sit for a bit, let it get nice and toasty on that side. Taste it for salt and pepper, just a little. And you're done. Okay, for the fiesta corn, you're going to add a little oil. Add your diced onions and bell peppers, and just sweat them out a little. Then you're going to add your corn, a little garlic in there. Like that, and then you're just going to go ahead and add your salt and pepper, and then you're going to finish it off with a little butter. A little salt, little pepper, and then finish it off with butter. Butter to the very end. Turn it off, let that butter just kind of melt. And there you go, you got your fiesta corn. Okay, you're going to remove it from the oven, uncover it. As you can see, it's nice and thick. Then you're going to add your cheese on top. Like so. Add your green onion, your black olives, and then you're going to put back in the oven uncovered. Okay, so put it back in the oven uncovered, so let the cheese melt. This is what they look like when they come out of the oven. Okay, and for the plate up, so you're going to get your, and I'm going to do two of them here. We'll put one down here, and if you notice, I've got a colorful plate here, because anytime you have a, obviously we're using white sauce, it's always good to use a colored plate. Okay, so we're going to do two of these. Make sure everything is clean and neat. Corn. Set that on. our chorizo. And then we can do one with an avocado fan, like that, and maybe some diced tomatoes, just for color, just to make it pop a little bit. A sprig of cilantro, put that right there by the... This one we'll use like a salsa, or like a guacamole pico de gallo style. Notice though I'm going to keep the avocados intact, and then we can garnish it with red onion, just for a garnish. So kind of like this. And then another sprig of cilantro. Just like that. Give it a little bit more right here. And so you have two little nice plate presentations that you could use for your portfolio.